Every time your foot strikes the pavement during a run, your lower extremity must manage an intense surge of kinetic energy. Peak forces reach up to 3 times your entire body weight, sent vibrating through your bones, tendons, and joints with every single step. When you start a new training plan, your body seems to respond beautifully. Within a few weeks, your lungs stop burning, your legs feel lighter, and your muscles recover faster. You feel strong. So you decide to push your pace or add a couple of miles to your Sunday-long run. And right when you feel your absolute best, it happens. A sharp, sudden pain shoots through your kneecap, your shin bone, or your Achilles tendon. This breakdown is rarely a case of bad luck or a random mechanical failure. It happens because we tend to treat our bodies as a single unified system, when in reality, we are a collection of separate biological clocks, all ticking at different speeds. In clinical terms, this mismatch is called a tissue adaptation lag. Your cardiovascular endurance improves so rapidly that it creates a false signal. It tells your brain that your entire physical structure is ready for more miles. But while your heart and your lungs are fully prepped to push further, your dense connective tissues are secretly months behind in their structural development. That feeling of being highly fit is a biological illusion. It actively masks an underlying structural fragility that you won't notice until it snaps. When you apply physical load to any tissue, you cause microscopic damage to its cellular structure. This microdamage stimulates the body's repair systems. During recovery, the body fills in the gaps, rebuilding the damaged tissue thicker and stronger than before. This cycle of load and recovery applies to all human tissue. The catch is that the required timeline for that recovery varies drastically depending on the specific type of tissue you are trying to rebuild. The root cause of most running injuries exists entirely within the invisible gaps between these mismatched recovery speeds. Muscle tissue adapts rapidly due to rich blood supply, quickly increasing its physiological cross-sectional area to generate force. Connective tissues are avascular, relying on slow collagen synthesis. By week 6, a clear void appears. Muscle capacity peaks, while lagging connective tissue barely moves. At this exact point, your highly adapted, resource-rich muscles are sending confident signals to your brain. They are confidently telling you that your body is fully ready to handle higher speeds and heavier workloads. These muscular signals completely overpower your internal feedback loop. They actively mask the reality that your tendons are simultaneously sitting in a fragile, subacute remodeling phase, structurally weaker than when you started. When you increase your running volume based entirely on that positive muscular feedback, the applied load instantly exceeds the lagging connective tissue's mechanical tolerance. The tendons simply cannot absorb the force. Overuse injuries represent a pacing error, where a rapidly upgraded muscular engine applies more force than a factory-standard structural chassis can tolerate. Reframing an injury as a solvable physiological scheduling conflict clarifies the path to prevention. To close this adaptation gap, sports clinicians prescribe a specific intervention for adult runners: heavy, slow resistance training. Moving heavy weight slowly increases tendon stiffness and collagen fibril density, which refers to the tight packing and number of collagen strands within the tissue, giving the tendon its extreme tensile strength. By training this way, you trigger these structural adaptations without adding the repetitive, high-impact cardiovascular exhaustion that comes from running. Lifting weights allows you to isolate the connective tissue timeline, accelerating its adaptation rate so it can safely catch up and match your muscular timeline. You have to redefine your personal standard for physical readiness. Instead of measuring fitness by your strongest asset, you have to measure it by your weakest structural link. Decouple your training progression from your cardiovascular feedback. Even if your lungs feel like they can run forever, align your mileage increases strictly with the slow, methodical remodeling calendar of your bones and tendons. Train the muscle, but schedule for the tendon. This shift in perspective ensures your structure is actually equipped to support your engine.